don't do that. Hi, this is Ralph from Rapid Holding Systems, bringing you another video today about Wire EDM. So we have a Wire EDM simulated table here set up with pre-mounted the rails. In a previous video, we indicated along the rails because that's where your mechanisms will move. So there's rails on each side. You don't necessarily need rails on both sides of your Wire EDM table. Some people have rails on one side, they mount their mechanisms to it. Then on the other side, you can mount other chucks or leveling heads with the extra space. So we'll show you a little bit of both. But today I wanted to show you our leveling head, and we sell basically this as one kit. So we sell basically this as one kit. It's the 242 HP. So it comes with a standard clamp, a vise, a lobster claw for all your round parts, an end stop, which is pretty cool, that you slide on the rails. That way you don't over travel. And then your master leveling head, which everything mounts to. With this master head, just so you know, there's actually 3 different versions we sell. This particular one has the dovetail, which mounts on the rail system like this. There's actually another one in another kit that has the pallet base on the bottom, which mounts to the macro chuck base. So you can put the macro chuck base on with this type of configuration. This is pneumatic, I don't have air with me, but we can actuate the air, and then this comes on and off. The mounting hole pattern is the same for all the leveling heads. There's also a third one that has a screw pattern with that bolts like this right to the table. So there's this one that mounts to the chuck, there's this one that mounts to your rail system, which slides back and forth, or there's one that bolts directly to the table with both of these pieces basically combined. So there's a rail on your Wire EDM table that actually fits on the bottom of the mounting head. So you can see the tapered jaws, they fit right on top of the rail system, and with a screw, there's a lead screw in the back that we can tighten. Now our head's affixed on the table. You can loosen the screw, move it wherever you want your workpiece to be, retighten it. So when you have the piece mounted, basically all the hole patterns of all the pieces are the same that fit onto the master leveling head. The leveling head has 4 screw holes for 6mm screws and 2 dowels. So these pieces fit with, you'll notice 1 dowel hole and 1 eccentric dowel hole. So the eccentric dowel hole we'll show you is how you're going to indicate your workpiece side to side. So we'll assemble this together. So you take your dowel pin, put it through. You take your eccentric dowel, put it in the hole. It fits on the one side, put your other dowel pin there. So when we screw this together, you'll notice there's a small hex head on the bottom of on the top of the dowel pin. So when we turn that hex head, it spins the head, and that way you can indicate the vise along here. You can turn this and it'll actually calibrate it this way. For your other axes, there's a screw back here to calibrate it side to side, and there's a screw here that calibrates it front to back. So that's how you get your 3 calibration screws that make sure that you're perfectly indicated. Side to side, front to back, or your eccentric one in there that indicates along the front of your piece here, which goes this way. That way you're always indicated for every part. So I have the 4 screws in, the dowel pin, and then the eccentric dowel for indicating. Now you want to take your part, drop it on the rail system, position it wherever you want, and we'll tighten it in by a simple screw in the back. So now our leveling adapter is mounted to our rail system that we mounted earlier. Remember to indicate this rail before you start. So now it's mounted on here. Now to run an indicator along here, you take your small Allen key, you put it down inside for your eccentric screw, and as I turn this, it's actually going to pivot this workpiece a little bit until it's 0, 0. So you want to run your indicator back and forth on here, turn your eccentric screw, then when it's 0, 0, then you can go underneath and snug up the 4 screws to make sure it's tightened for good. Now you have a perfectly indicated workpiece. For front to back, you want to run your indicator along the face, along the ground face of your tool, and then you would tighten this one or loosen it depending to get your indicating. The back screw here, there's actually arrows on the part that show your side to side. You want to run your indicator up along here, and then now you have whatever workpiece you have on there, you'll know it's indicated in all 3 axes. Then once you have your vise in here, this is great for smaller square pieces. So by turning the handle, you can open it up, and I'll just take this as a sample part. We tighten it in. We recommend tightening the set screws on your pieces with a Torx wrench. So we have specs that we use for it to torque each one. So for these smaller vices, the typical spec is like 7 to 10 Newton meters. For larger vices, it's about 15. So you don't want to over tighten your lead screws. That way it'll wear them out prematurely and basically could damage your part. So now that you torque it up, you got your piece in there, everything's indicated, you're ready to cut. When you're done cutting, you can take it out insert your next part, keep going. When you're done with this, all these universal pieces fit onto here. Also, this part here, now we'll put it in there and we'll tighten it. What the end stop does is whatever tool you have on here, you can move it to the end of the rail till it hits your end stop. That way you don't over travel your machine, or you don't put this in the wrong spot. You know where this is, you don't have any more travel, so you would use that as your datum for your machine travels. So it's a nice little extra tool that we have in the kit, and it's easy to use and easy to assemble. So that's your first piece with your vise. The second piece that comes with the kit is the lobster claw. So basically the lobster claw has the same bolting pattern. So it has the counterboard dowel area for the eccentric screw that fits in there that will tighten for indicating. Then it has the other dowel hole and then 4 screw holes. With the lobster claw also, you'll notice there's some etching on here with a formula. What that formula is for is, once you have your round piece in there, instead of touching all the sides of the round piece to try and find the center with your wire EDM, there's actually a hole here. The purpose of that hole is so you can touch it with your wire EDM, find the center of that hole, then use this formula to figure out the center of your workpiece. Just a lot easier when you're trying to figure out the center of your workpiece than actually touching all sides. That's what this hole is for. Commonly asked question, now you guys know what the hole is for. So I'll want to mount my lobster claw, putting on my eccentric dowel, pulling out my other dowel, and with my 4 6mm screws. Now I have my screws tightened in my lobster claw. I'll take it and we'll mount it on our rail system, tighten up the screw. Now we'll obviously position it wherever you want on your wire EDM table. Now your lobster claw is mounted. Now you want to indicate it the same way as you would with most of your wire EDM tooling with these leveling adapters. Screw here is you would indicate across here for side to side. This screw indicate across here for front to back, and then you would indicate along this ground face, which you turn this eccentric screw here till this is 0, 0. Once that's 0, 0, then the 4 screws I put in, then you would tighten them. Actually, in those screws as well, you can put the hex. There's a hex on both sides of the screw, so now I can loosen them up a little bit from this setup. Then I can turn this screw, the eccentric screw, till it's 0, 0. Then I could go back in and tighten them back up once I have 0, 0. Now it's indicated and ready to go. It's great for round parts, obviously. So I would take my round part, put it in there, take my round part, put it in there, and now it's ready to cut. The knurled edge here is so you can hand tighten it, but then you would put an Allen key or a Torx actually wrench on the end, and you would Torx it to about 7 to 10 Newton meters. For bigger vices, that's about 15 Newton meters. And then you're ready to go. That's your lobster claw setup. The third part of the kit is the flat clamping system. So you can see here, it has 2 jaws with some set screws in the back. So you would put your part in and then slide it in, tighten these set screws. These here create like a focal forward pivot point, so that way it bites on your part. There's also, with this, the kit comes with spacers. So if you have taller parts, you would remove these 2 fingers, install this, and then this set screw goes on the top of here. So now you can hold parts that are much, much taller in the same system. So it's kind of universal for smaller parts or for larger parts. And the mounting is the exact same way. So you'll have the eccentric screw and then the dowel pin and then 4 screw holes. So you'd put the head of the eccentric screw goes with the head of your piece, install our dowel pin. Now we would put our 4 6mm screws. You'll notice too on the bottom of all the hardware that comes with it that there's cutouts in the bottom of the part. Those cutouts are so the screw heads don't protrude past the bottom of your part. So if the screw heads go inside in our recess below this level, that'll make sure that you don't hit them with your wire EDM and crash your machine. That's why there's those slots in the back. There. Now our 4 screws are on, and you'll notice on the front of here, you can see on the 4 screws that I put in, you can actually fit the Allen key in the front. That way I'll show you, we can loosen these screws so we can indicate the vise. So you'll notice if you look from the top down that the 4 screws I put in the bottom have an Allen key on this side, but they also have the same Allen key on the top. That way, once I have it installed, I can loosen the screws from the top of my part. When I go to indicate it, I can take the eccentric dowel, which also has an Allen key. I can turn that, it'll indicate this face, and I can tighten the screws from the top. That way I can easily, instead of reaching underneath the part once it's on my machine, I can access the screws and make sure it's evenly indicated. Now we mount our leveling head, move it to wherever you want it on your wire EDM table. Now you're all set to go with your last piece. So whether you have round parts, flat parts, or super flat parts, this is a very universal kit for all kinds of different wire EDM applications. If you have any questions, by all means, ask us. We'll try to answer the questions in a timely fashion. Or if you like the video, share the love, subscribe. That way we can create more content for you guys. This is Ralph from Rapid Holding Systems. Thanks.